Why, hello again. We are now on to Module 3 for the Civil War timeline presentation. This is an illustrated timeline presentation, and you will do several of these throughout the year. So I'm probably going to refer to this timeline presentation a lot in your AWR so that you can learn how to do all timeline presentations. So you will go to Module 3 and open up the folder. Remember, if the folder is closed, you won't see anything. If it's open, you'll see everything that's underneath here. So in your AWR, you have a comparison grid. Here is the chart right there that you have to fill out for your EF. Whenever there's points, see right here where I'm circling 40 points, whenever there's points connected to an assignment, you know that that one is due online. So we're going to click on this and it will take us to the instructions and the Dropbox. I put all my Dropboxes and instructions together so you don't have to go, well, I should say most of them. Some of them don't allow me to do that, but most of them I try to do it together so you don't have to go to two different boxes. Anyway, so you are to create a timeline of 9 events. Now, that does not mean you're going to have 9 slides. Now, when I say a presentation, I mean Google Slides, PowerPoint, or any other type of presentation that you can. Just make sure you save it as a PDF before you submit it. Otherwise, it may not be able to either be opened or it may not be able to be uploaded into Turnitin.com automatically. And then you would have to do it, and it just turns into a bunch of emails back and forth. So just make sure you save it as a PDF. If you don't know how to save something as a PDF, in your About This Course folder, there is a how-to video on how to save something as a PDF. So make sure you watch that. And so let's get on with this assignment. You will be choosing 9 events that are not during the Civil War, but led up to the Civil War. Okay, you'll be doing your research in your book and internet, and you can do any kind of presentation you want as long as it's a presentation. This is not an essay. You must have 9 event slides, also a title slide. Now, you actually get points for making a creative title or making it look, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So make your title slide nice, and then maybe think of a creative title. And then do your 9 event slides. Now, on the event slides, you will have the date. The date cannot be used as one of your minimum sentence requirements. Now, you can have the date in your sentence requirement, but it must also be on the top of the slide with the event name. So you'll have the event name, you'll have the date, and you'll have an image. Once you have that, you'll write a 3-sentence description detailing the event on the timeline. And you'll put the 9 events in chronological order. Now, as I said, the date must appear as part of the title of each slide, not just the date, but the name of the event. And you cannot count this towards your 3-sentence minimum. At the end, after your 3-sentence minimum, in addition to 3 sentences that describe the event, you will put an extra sentence that you will somehow highlight, either highlight it like I have done here with yellow, or make it bold, or separate it and make it into a different font somehow, so I know it's your extra sentence after your description paragraph stating how this event contributed to the starting of the Civil War. This is not a description of the event. This is how it contributed to the start of the Civil War. So therefore, you'll have a minimum of 4 sentences in total, 3 for the detailing of the event and the description of the event, and 1 highlighted sentence stating how the event contributed to starting the Civil War. Now you're going to have an 11th slide. You have the title slide, and then you have your 9 event slides. You'll have the 11th one that shows your works cited. You need to separate your works cited into 2 parts. 1 for the images and 1 for the information. So if you do not know how to do a works cited, there is also a video in your About This Course folder on how to cite images. If you need to know how to cite information, please go to easybib.com and it will guide you through it. Remember, you are doing this presentation on events that led up to the Civil War, not events that happened during the Civil War. If you do your presentation on events during the Civil War, the best grade you can get is a 50%. Last of all, you will not be submitting this to Turnitin.com as long as you submit it in a PDF or a form that Turnitin.com allows, because it will automatically do it for you. Now let's just go to the rubric. And I just want to show you that every assignment that needs a rubric will have a rubric. So right here, we went over how to read a rubric in your discussion board, your first discussion board. So also in your About This Course folder, there is a how-to video on how to read a rubric. So you always want to look at the rubric before submitting something so that you know what is expected. So you'll have to have, the content, the date, the facts. The date has to be on the top. The length has to be there. The graphics have to be there. Your Turnitin.com with the works cited cannot be more than 35%. Is it readable? Some people either put pictures behind the text and it's very hard to read the text, or they put images over the text and I can't read them at all. So you get points just for making sure I could read it easily. Remember, I have old eyes and you want to make sure I could read it, not without straining my eyes. So works cited, if you've done it correctly, you'll get points. If you made a nice title slide for your presentation, you'll get points. Remember to check your grammar and mechanics and spelling. And then this, I want you to notice, this one's worth a lot. The extra sentence that is highlighted states how it contributed to the Civil War. If you put the extra sentence, but you don't somehow highlight it, so I know it's the extra sentence and it has to be after the description, you lose half your points. If you don't do the extra sentence at all, you lose 10 points. In other words, out of 40, this section is worth 25%. So make sure you're doing this and always looking at the rubric. Bye-bye.